Hey players, today we're going to talk about different scoring ranges. So when you're guarding a player, do you love guarding a one-dimensional player more or a player that is multi-dimensional and can score from different ranges?
Such an easy question. I want to guard a one-dimensional player.
That's right.
That's the only play I have to take away. So
that's right.
Yep.
So in today's game, you will see some kids that can go to the bucket.
Sure.
And kids that can take long-range shots, right? But that doesn't make them a multi-dimensional scorer.
No, it doesn't.
It does not. So we want to today talk about 5 ranges that you can score from. All right, so the first range that we're talking about is right at the hoop, layups. These shots, some people might call them finishes. They have a variety of different names, but your shots within 3 feet of the hoop. We're talking about post plays. We're talking about someone running in and finishing off the dribble, all that sort of stuff. It's not just one hand, one side. It's any hand, any side. Yeah, so finishes right here. The next, you want to talk about close mid-range?
Close mid-range, right in this area. At the rim, people will meet you at the rim. This is the area in which players are rotating into. All right, so if Anna's on the perimeter here and she beats her defender, circle rip, she's attacking the basket. She's passing through the mid-range and she's going into this close mid-range area. The shot that's available here is the floater.
Because is the finish available? Is the layup available in this?
The layup is no longer available because this big man, Coach Jay, has rotated over, anticipating the finish at the rim. Typically, when you're driving, the higher levels that you play, the less likely you'll be able to actually finish at the rim, okay? And especially, with my playing background, I wasn't very athletic, so I'm not finishing with a dunk. So it's probably gonna be a floater or some kind of push shot that happens in the close mid-range area.
The ball's here, and I'm a player who flashes to the mid-post.
Right.
We might have this.
Sure, yep.
We might have that.
Yep.
Right?
Quick push shot, quick flick shot.
Quick shot.
Yep.
Now we've got mid-range.
Mid-range,
right?
that's right.
These are your catch and shoots.
Sure.
And these are your pull-up. Any player that can score comfortably here, they're unguardable. They will draw people out and they can go to the rim.
And the hidden secret of scoring here as well is that, like you just said, they're attracting a lot of attention, and it's very easy to drive and kick from this area.
Defense closes hard and you're kicking to a teammate.
That's right. So if I catch it here, let's say, consider it to be the high post, right? Yeah. And I face up, I can jab, I can circle rip, but the rise up jumper is pushing that defender back with a fake, and it, without a dribble, rising up into the shot.
If you have this as a legitimate scoring option, then you've also got the shot fake and head to the rim.
Absolutely.
Because defense will respond to this. We got video footage of how defense responds when somebody can score from the mid-range. All right, range number 4.
Range number 4.
Outside the arc. And there are just so many different types. The main thing that I think we want folks to know about being a long-range scorer is that it's more than just being a shooter. It's about your movement. Can you run this arc? Can you find ways to make space and get open?
Yes.
Can you lose your defender? Because you might have the ability to shoot, but do you have the ability to score from long range in a game? That requires movement. That requires reading the defense. That requires making good use of cuts and screens, etc. So scoring from this range is a little bit more involved than just I can shoot from this range.
Absolutely. And, far too many times we see players holding a spot or just kind of standing there, and then when the ball comes to them, they haven't generated any kind of footwork, any kind of momentum to help them to be able to make the shot.
That's number 4. The last range now is the game of basketball machine. Now this is a legitimate range.
Yes, it is.
So I'm right now about 3-4 feet or so outside the NBA range.
Yep.
This is now legitimate deep range. A true deep range scorer is someone whose form out here, outside the NBA range, their form looks the same as it does in the long range at the arc, looks the same as it does at the free throw line. A true deep range scorer.
This is so true.
The one that's most obvious to us right now is if you look at Damian Lillard in the NBA. When he's taking shots out here, he has the range where he looks like he's flipping it up there from about 16 feet.
Yeah.
So that's a fundamental piece in this particular range, deep range, that your shooting form looks the same. It's just got more power, more legs behind it, more springiness behind it.
If you're comfortable shooting here, we shoot the deep shot so that as you move forward, that shot becomes even more comfortable.
Yes, yes.
So
If
your
you
point,
train this well.
if you're training this well, this shot becomes so much easier. Okay.
Okay, so let's be clear. If you're working on a deep range shot, and you're shooting with really good shooting form, if you're working on it, it will enhance these. Done right.
Absolutely.
It will affect your shooting at the arc.
Absolutely.
Absolutely will
Without a doubt. Without a
done
doubt.
wrong, you'll get bad form, and it'll bring your field goal percentage down at the arc. All right, so it's really more about legs and keeping the same form. Don't fling it with your shoulder, don't shove it, and all that. So these are the 5 ranges of basketball right now where you can be a scorer. All right, so this video is more of a just talking you through all 5 of those ranges so that just because you could score long range does not make you a multi-dimensional scorer. So we want to encourage all of you to think about becoming a multi-dimensional scorer. And when you do workouts, shoot from each one of these ranges. And when you play pickup games, do not shoot from one of these ranges. Do not shoot just from long range or just from deep range and run around and act like you're king of the world or queen of the world. Like, think about all the ranges every time you play. Get a chance to run.
Yep. Use, as Coach Jay just stated, when you're in your pickup games, here is the opportunity to practice or put into against live defense what you've been training. And so if you've been working on the deep range, let's look at taking shots with the deep range. If your weakness is the drive, let's work on that drive. And so it's all dependent on what what our focus is for that day, and let's be intentional about that.
Yes. All right. We'll go get them.